Not long ago, I made a video about how Persona 3 saved my life, and the reaction to it was unbelievable. You guys showed up for me in a way I didn't expect. You listened to my story, shared your own experiences, gave me words of encouragement, and made me feel, probably for the first time ever, that my voice was heard. I gained hundreds of subscribers from that one video alone, and I'm so grateful to everyone who watched, liked, commented, all of it. Reading your messages and hearing your experiences has meant the world. Seriously, thank you. One of the comments on that video really hit me. The commenter said that it's impossible to accept the inevitability of death, that no matter how much we wanted to, accepting that we will someday not be is unfeasible. Being the gaming addict that I am, this got me thinking about my first run in Cyberpunk 2077. I went into Cyberpunk with one goal: save my own life. The whole game feels like this frantic race for a cure, a desperate fight to survive no matter the cost. But after chasing that cure through every single dead end and bad ending, I started to wonder if survival was even the point. I learned that how you choose to live is so much more important than simply not dying. This is a story about a game that hands you a death sentence, and in doing so, teaches you what it really means to be alive. The clock starts ticking the second you wake up with Johnny Silverhand rattling around in your head. The relic, a prototype biochip that was supposed to house a digital ghost, is frying your brain. It's slowly but surely erasing you, V, and replacing you with the long-dead, corpo-hating Rockstar. Every scientist, Netrunner, and back alley Ripper Doc tells you the same thing: you're on borrowed time. The game doesn't give you a main quest, it gives you a terminal diagnosis. Every breath you take, every mission you run, is filtered through this lens of pure desperation. The central conflict isn't about saving the world, it's about saving yourself. The game makes you, the player, feel that primal fear of just ending. You feel V's panic as if it's your own. The visual glitches, the coughing fits, the moments where Johnny's past bleeds into your present, they're all constant, terrifying reminders that your time is running out. My first playthrough was just a mad dash for that cure. I chased down every lead, no matter how sketchy. I worked with shady fixers, broke into high-security corporate buildings, and put my trust in people I knew I shouldn't. I kept telling myself the ends would justify the means. I mean, what good are morals if you're not even alive to have them, right? Every other story, every side quest, every person asking for help just felt like a distraction. A waste of what little time I had. Judy needs help liberating clouds from the tiger claws? Sorry, I'm kinda dying here. Anna needs to rescue her clan leader? You're really hot, but can it wait? My V was a survivor, plain and simple. The goal was to see the credits roll with a working body and a clean bill of health. The allure of Night City, the whole promise of becoming a legend, that was all secondary to the simple, desperate need to live. The game gives you a choice early on, from the worst fixer in NC, Dexter Deshawn. Would you rather live in peace as a nobody, or go down in a blaze of glory? For my first V, the answer was obvious. I wanted to live. Quietly, loudly, I didn't care. The blaze of glory just sounded like a fancy way to die, and I was running from death with everything I had. Hello there, sorry to interrupt the video, but I just wanted to take a moment to say you're looking mighty fine today, and thank you all for the support on my recent videos and streams. I've recently become a YouTube partner, which means memberships are now open for the channel. Just want to say this outright, I will never lock any content behind a paywall, ever. YouTube is my passion, my creative outlet. It's where I share my thoughts and feelings about things I could never say out loud in the real world. I've got a full-time job and responsibilities, so I can't promise extravagant perks, but if you want to support the channel, that would mean the world to me. And since so many of you asked, there is now a Discord community. The link's in the description if you want to join our little gang. Alright, back to the video. Cyberpunk hits you on the head over and over with one simple rule: there are no happy endings in Night City. After dozens of hours of struggle, you find out that every path to a cure is just a monkey's paw, a deal with the devil that takes away more than it gives. Speaking of, In the devil ending, you throw in with Arasaka, the very corporation Johnny Silverhand wanted to burn to the ground. You help Hanako Arasaka bring her father, Saburo, back to power by letting him hijack his own son's body. Your reward? You're flown to a sterile space station where they pick your brain apart, only to tell you the relic's damage is too far gone. They can't save your body, but they can save your soul by uploading you to their digital prison, Mikoshi. You can sign the contract and become a digital ghost on a hard drive, meaning that your V is still going to die. On the other hand, you can go back to Earth and die in a few months anyway. You trade your freedom, your friends, and your soul for either a cage and a coffin, or just a coffin. Either way, the real V dies. And then there's the ending from Phantom Liberty, the tower. This is it. On paper, this is the cure you've been bleeding for. By betraying Songbird and handing her over to the government, you get the best surgeons to take out the relic. The operation's a success. You wake up from a 2-year coma, but the world moved on. Your body can't handle combat cyberware anymore. Your life as a merc is over. Judy moved away and got married. Panam wants nothing to do with you. Everyone you fought for and alongside has built a new life without you. You're completely, utterly alone. The game gives you exactly what you thought you wanted. Survival, but it takes away everything and everyone that made your life worth living. You're just a face in the crowd. V, the legend, is dead. Only a ghost is left in his wake. Of course, you can also choose that Blaze of Glory. In one version, you let Johnny and Rogue hit Arasaka Tower one last time. In another, you go it alone, becoming the ultimate Night City legend. This is basically the path of glorious suicide. You either die in the assault, or you succeed, only to learn, again, that you have 6 months to live. You get a drink named after you in the afterlife, but you're not around to taste it. I played them all. I reloaded save after save looking for the loophole, the one true win. It's not there. Each ending was just a different flavor of loss. Death by corporate slavery, death as a legend, or the death of your soul leaving an empty shell behind. It was crushing. I had beaten the game so many times, but I kept failing at my only real goal. My frantic chase for survival was pointless. My obsession with V's survival blinded me to the real heart of the game. It wasn't until my second playthrough, when I went in knowing it was a fool's errand, that it all started to click. With the pressure of finding a cure gone, I just started to live in Night City. And that's when I found the game's true story. It's not in the main quest, it's in all the spaces in between. It's in the quiet moments with Johnny. When you first meet him, he's this narcissistic terrorist trying to kill you from the inside. But if you actually engage with him, this strange, reluctant friendship starts to form. The real turning point for me was the scene in the oil fields. Johnny takes you to his own makeshift grave, and for the first time, he drops the rockstar act. He talks about his regrets, not about failing to burn down Arasaka, but about the people he hurt, the friendships he ruined. He finally saw that he'd missed the point, failing to value the people close to him. Through V, he gets a second chance to find some closure. In that moment, it stops being about two people fighting over one body. It's about two souls trying to find some kind of peace before time runs out. It's in the side quests I'd ignored before, helping Judy find a new purpose after Night City breaks her spirit, trying to help Panam become the leader she knows she can be. These stories don't offer you a cure or more time. What they offer is connection, a chance to make a small, meaningful mark on a city designed to chew people up, spit them out. They're about helping others find their own way to live on their own terms. The most poignant example is Jackie Wells, your best friend. His dream was to become a legend, to hit the major leagues. Instead, he dies in the back of a cab after a botched heist. It's not a blaze of glory, it's a tragic end, one that gets me every time. But then you go to his memorial, his ofrenda. You listen to his friends and family tell stories. You see the impact he had on his community, the love he shared with Misty, the loyalty he gave his mom. Jackie never became a legend in the afterlife, except to a few people, but he was already a legend to the ones who mattered. If only he saw it. And this is where the game's real message finally hit me. In trying to answer the question of, how do I survive? It's easy to forget the more important question of, how do I live? Cyberpunk 2077 is an existentialist masterpiece, hiding inside one of the best open-world RPGs ever made. It argues that in a world with no guaranteed happy endings, where death is always looming, the only thing that gives you meaning is what you choose to do with the little time you have. In this playthrough, I went for the ending with the Altecaldos, the star ending. You leave Night City behind and ride out to the desert with Panam and her found family. It's the most hopeful ending by far, full of friendship and the promise of a new life, even the chance at a cure. In this ending, even if we don't get a miracle cure, we get something else. We get friends and family. Panam and the Altecaldos push us through Arasaka Tower, stand by our side during every shootout, every relic attack, and every danger. Whenever we fell, someone we loved was there to help us get back up. We didn't find a guaranteed cure, but that ending gave me hope in a different way. We still had a real chance because our family would go to hell and back for us. There was a possibility of a longer life, a shot at something better. And even if that never pans out, we were still leaving Night City with a found family, with people who love us. That, in and of itself, is a victory. I still wrestle with questions about life and death almost every day. No matter how much I grow, or how many stories I read, how many games I play, or how many people I talk to, the inevitability of death is always there, looming. The comment from the beginning of the video said it's impossible to truly come to terms with that, and I think that comment is true to an extent. Yes, I may never ever accept that my life is going to end. If there is no afterlife, then everything is random, but I refuse to let it be meaningless. I will strive to make connections. I will strive to live my life to the fullest. I will strive to see, do, and experience as much as I can. I will let the people who I love know that I love them. I will make sure my friends are happy and taken care of. And if I'm lucky enough to have a family of my own, I will make sure they always have someone to pick them up when they are down. This is life. It is a wild, temporary gift, and while it certainly isn't fair, and it certainly isn't easy, it's still a gift. A temporary one that we have to make the most of while we can. Cyberpunk 2077 is a story about dying, but like Persona 3 and all the best stories about dying, it's really a story about living. It suggests that a life lived with purpose and connection is infinitely more valuable than one that's empty. It's a reminder that our mortality isn't a curse unless we let it become one. The transient nature of life could very well be the thing that gives our choices weight and our lives meaning. There are no happy endings in Night City. Maybe that's because no endings can really be happy. But maybe, if we choose to live life to the fullest, if we love with all our hearts, if we find comfort in each other, maybe we can say we had a life well lived. Thank you for watching another one of my mad ramblings about one of my favorite games. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Does Cyberpunk hit for you the same way it does for me? Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, join the Discord, consider becoming a member, all the good stuff. It'll be awesome to have you around. Catch you next time.